Well, that's about as centered as it's going to get. Going off that trailer hitch, center of the bike. I think we're looking good. What we're really needing is the height difference to this, because the fender can only go to here. So we gotta cut it off before it hits that. Got those side things adjusted down as far as they would go. To be honest, they didn't move much. Now granted, the shocks move a lot, but those bolts didn't move a whole lot, maybe 1/8 an inch. I had the rear end like a foot in the air, and that's all it moved. So, and I did loosen all 4 bolts, 5 bolts back there, not just those 3. I loosened everything. Didn't move much, so we'll just go with that. Obviously you just saw me move it, but it should sit about like this. Granted, it has to be painted. I think the front might tilt up a little bit. Whoop. Oh, it's not going to let me do it with one hand, but you get the gist of the idea. So now I just got to measure down from here to here. And cut that fender off to fit in there. And I think we're also gonna, when we run our lights, I was thinking I was gonna run up into here. I'd find a way of attaching them just to here and then back up into the fender itself and up to the plug. But yeah, gotta get the fender cut first, get that mounted, then we can put the body on, trim it, get it out to paint. Still gotta do these little hinge things. These funky little things. Remember in the last video I was talking about possibly putting them up here. Yeah, so. And then that would mean the door lifts up. I'd have to basically get down on the ground to get into it. So instead they're going to go down here. Like this. I know my hand's in the way. Like this. That way it opens downward. And then like everything else with American Trike, Extreme Trike, no nuts, no bolts, no hardware. Yeah. I'll put up the tracking thing. He sent me those lug nuts and lug bolts, what was it, last Tuesday, FedEx, second day. They made it to Arkansas, sorry. And then as far as I know, last time I looked earlier today, they're in California. He does have the right address. Just his writing is poor. It's kind of hard to read it. I saw the shipping label. I've talked to FedEx. It's going to be here next week. So yeah, a week and a half just to send me some nuts and bolts. Just seems like everything from these guys, I mean 6 weeks to send this to me. This is not going to be one of the part 3 bitch session. Hopefully we're all done with those, just those first 2. I know I have not released them yet. I'm waiting till I'm actually on the road, and then I'll release my 2 bitch sessions. I think the first one's like 30 minutes, second one's like 15-20 minutes. And I go over absolutely everything I've seen and noticed up to this point. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to get that measured, get the fender on, measure that down from here to there, cut it, bolt it, put the seat on, put the gas tank on, mount the exhaust now that I know, as long as the tips come out to about where the ball is, that'll be good. I think actually out to here I'd be happier with. So if they stick out that far. So close and yet so far. Alright. We'll get this one up and I'll get working. Thank you. Finally, the fun part. Went ahead and put the fender on. You can see. Did take the lights and the tail light off. Just 3 nuts on the back, take that off, and then the 2 bolts here for the turn signals. That mess is laying up there. The reason I went ahead with it is I was hoping to figure out how to map this out to cut the end of this bumper, the end of this fender off. I found that the holes right here where the wires come out are just about straight across with the mounting of the body. So I went ahead and, I thought I mapped off a straight line. Then I got to thinking about it. That is a straight line, but that body sits like this, as you can see. It doesn't angle down. So I made a big mistake there, which is good. So I taped it all out and want to figure it out. So the body's going to be here. And that's where the fender will be able to come down, and I'll have to make it a little bit shorter, so it can move a little bit, because the bike's going to go up and down where the body's not. So yeah, that body line's going to have to be like this going across. Which, where I taped it, would have been okay. I would have actually cut it way too long. Let's see if we can get it this way. Yeah, because it needs to be right there. So yeah, that little triangle, as you can see. So, another learning experience that, had there been another trike video out there, that kind of went into this, I would, oh yeah, I need to do this. Yeah, well, I had to put it together, look at it, try to fit it, see what's going on, and yeah, same thing on the other. Dust all over. But yeah, we got everything else mounted. Here, let me set you down over here. Got it all up there. You can see I'm standing on that T-bar. That thing ain't going nowhere. Kind of at a stopping point tonight. I haven't done a whole lot. Basically, I welded that bar on. I do need to grind it off, make it look pretty, and slap some paint on it. All of this needs some paint on it here and there. There's chips and nicks and chunks just missing. Oh yeah, the helmet lock. Don't think I'm going to be needing that anymore with the body on there. So I'm going to cut this off right along the frame here. Make it look like the other side. Cut this part off. I have no idea what I would ever do with it. My helmet never fit on it anyway, so hey. So I'll be cutting that off. And then tomorrow, I'm going to call it a night for tonight. Oh yeah, I'm going to take the kickstand off. It kind of doesn't serve a purpose anymore. But yeah, take that off. Get the fender cut, get it on. Put the body on. Oh yeah, I taped the door on. Trying to figure out where the hinges, if I want to put the hinges at the top or at the bottom. If I put the hinges at the top, then the door would open this way. I'm 6'5". I'd have to pretty much get down to my knees to get into that. So I've decided the hinges are going on the bottom, so the door opens this way, and then I can just kind of reach in. So get that little bit figured out. But get the fender cut, get the body on. Oh yeah, that was the other thing too. Whatever I did with it, there it is. Now I'm not going to use this piece, but I did find I had to lift this bar up. Over here. Did find I had to lift this bar up not quite an inch, but almost an inch. Now I'm thinking I'm going to put some little rubber mounts here, maybe an inch thick. Put a bolt all the way through these holes, and then that bolt I'm almost thinking it'd be better to come in from the top, from inside the trunk of the body, have a big washer there, and then through the rubber, through this T-bar, and then a nut on the bottom. But that way that rubber's there, so that way the fiberglass has a little bit of something to flex on besides just this bar. I also was looking at with the body on there, and the hole. I don't know. We'll come up with something. I don't think that's going to be enough. Not that I really have anything to tow, but if I ever decided to, you know, a little luggage cart behind me wouldn't be a bad idea. It'd kind of neat on long trips. I mean, it's got a trunk that the bike didn't have. And then on top of that, I could put a, oh, what do you call them? Like a suitcase thing on top. Touring pack. So, yep, I was just showing you where I was with the fender. And, show you that mistake I made. Like I said, the body's going to be like this, going around. Not where the tape is, because then the body would be like this. Unfortunately, it doesn't angle. It's straight. So, it's going to be like this. But I'll get that taped out tomorrow, and I'll show you the steps I go through to do that. Get it taped out, get it done right. Put it on, look at it. Take it all off, measure and tape it again. Then I'll cut it. Hopefully I'm going to be cutting it a little long, so I'll have to come back and, you know, shave a little bit off. Then we'll put the body on. Damn, we're getting there. I mean, it's slow, but it's getting there. What is this? Towards the end of May 20th, I think today is. You guys probably won't see this video for a couple days, but May 20th, I was kind of hoping to already be on the road. I still got to get the body painted. Yeah, that only take like a day, 2 days. Make sure it gets baked on there good. And then probably the first couple days, I'll have a nice secure backyard with a privacy fence. I'll probably set it out in the sun and let the sun bake that paint a little bit more. And then, while that's all happening, I'll tear this all off again. I won't go through all that. You guys seen me out. I'm going to tear everything off, paint, fix the little grain marks, make everything nice and smooth, cut off their welds, make it look, not cut them off, but smooth them out. Let me rephrase that. Smooth out their welds, paint everything back up. Now I know where the exhaust goes. I'll get that mounted. Maybe I'll take it out and around the block once I get the exhaust on it. Yeah. So yeah, just wanted to touch on that. I'm going to tie this video into the next one with the fender, so you won't see this until then. So like I said, it'll be a couple days. This is the weekend, May 20th. So hopefully by Sunday I'll have the body pretty much mounted. I'm hoping. So hopefully I'll have this video up Monday. Be ready for paint then next week, I'm hoping. And then next weekend we'll actually be putting together the final time. Alright, thank you.